My name is Kainton the Genius, and in the previous class I discussed how to perform linear regression using Python, and today I'm going to show you step by step how to perform linear regression in R. So there is a Python code, you can look at the previous class, and we came out with this formula. If we use R, let's now see what will come out with, whether it's going to be exactly the same thing. So I want to remind you to subscribe to my channel if you've not subscribed. If you subscribe, you kind of motivate me to continue making these lessons. Now this is the data set we are going to use, and it's exactly the same data set. So let me go ahead to minimize, or let me go ahead to open R from my system, and let's do the same thing. Now the code for R is not exactly the same. Of course, it's not completely different code than Python. So let's see, the first thing we are going to do is to find a way to import this data into our workspace. So let me make some room here. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to press Ctrl L on my keyboard. Ctrl L is going to clear the screen. So to import this data, the first thing we are going to do is to copy this data, just highlight the data and then copy to the clipboard. So you now write a code to now import this data. So that's the first thing is to give this data a name. This data set has a name, my data, and it's going to be read.table. So we now specify file is equal to clipboard. The reason is because as we copy this data from Excel, it's now available in the clipboard. Now we specify the separator is going to be tab. It's going to be tab. I think it should be single quotes tab. Okay. And now header is true. The reason is because I copied the header as well. So header equals true. All right. So at this point, I'm going to let me shift this a bit. So I'm going to press enter on the keyboard. All right, so have this data been copied from Excel to R? Let's see. So if I type my data, let's see if it comes there. So my data, so you can see that this data actually has been copied to R. So the next thing we want to do is to do a scatter plot, and let's visualize this data. After we do a scatter plot, we now do a regression fit through the scatter plot. So I'm going to just say plot. I could say plot x and y, x tilde y, but I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do, I'm going to prefix the data set name and $sign. That makes it recognize that that x is coming from that particular data set, or that x is a column in that data set. So I hope it's going to be my data x, y. Okay, we plot x against y. I think it should be y against x. So my data y comes here. Okay, I'm going to just press, I don't know, but my data, so we have a typo. So we have my data x, so x, and my data y. So now we have this plot has been created for us, as you can see. The next thing we want to do is to now create a linear regression model. In Python, we did that using linreg. So let's call it here linear model, linmod, equal to lm. So lm is a function in R that you can use, and you specify my data y. This time you are specifying the response variable first. That is, the y variable has to be specified first, and then you specify the other variable, which is x. Enter. So at this point we have a linear model. So how do we then fit this data through this line? We have to do that using the appline function, appline line mods. I don't know, I think I can say color equals red or something. I think, yeah. So I think I got it a bit wrong. So basically, so So let's see. So how this plots y against x. So I think this is where I got it wrong. So I have plot y. So it's actually plot y against x. So it's plot y against x. Okay, so this is how it should be. So len mod equal to lm, and it's going to be my data y against my data x, $x. Okay, so outline len mod. Good. So this is what it should be. I don't know if I could add a color. Let's say col equal to red. Okay, perfect. So we figured a linear regression line through this. So, but how do we now get the equation or the regression coefficient? To do that, simply say len mod. So at this point, we have the coefficient and the intercept. Okay, now we have it. Let's go to write the equation again. This time we are writing it for R because we already wrote for Python. So now I'm going to write for R. So I'm going to come to take, let me use a different color of pen so that we know we are doing something else. So we have beta 0 for R is equal to what? 12.05. And beta 1 for R is equal to 2.14. Basically, R and Python give exactly the same thing. So Y is equal to 12.05 plus 2.14x. So everything is going perfectly okay, and this is how we are going to be doing it. Anything we do in Python, we try to replicate it in R to see how it goes. So this is how to perform linear regression in Python and R. I'd like to remind you to subscribe to my channel. If you've not subscribed, just click on the subscribe button and also let me know if this has been informative for you. So I'm going to stop here, and the next class we are going to now be looking at polynomial regression, and we're also going to be looking at multiple regression. I'd like to thank you again for viewing. I remain Kindson the Genius.